most people would immediately start talking about places like this, here, and here. But truth be told, I hadn't been back to any of these places until I had to make this video. See, most of my time is spent places like here, and right here. See, there's nothing inherently wrong with any of those places, but once you get past the exorbitantly high price for tourists, the hustle and bustle of rude foreigners, and the childish debauchery that goes on there, it sort of loses its appeal. On a less cynical note, I know everyone raves about how clean everything is, how nice people are, how great the food is, and how amazing the culture is. But is that really true? Let's start with the cost. Truth be told, I prioritize convenience over cost, so this is probably going to be on the higher end of what you'd expect. I'll go in depth on food and housing costs later, but real quick, I spent about 190,340 Japanese yen, or about 1,250-ish bucks a month on my apartment here in Tokyo, which I'm in Nishikusai specifically, which is in Edogawa, so it's on the east side of Tokyo. I spend about 115-ish bucks a week on food. I also don't have a car, so I use public transportation for pretty much anything that I do. Getting anywhere across the greater Tokyo metro area costs about 450, 500 yen at the most, or about 3 to 4 bucks one way. So it's really inexpensive. For context, I come from Colorado, so this is really inexpensive. My condo in Denver cost me about $1,400 a month or so. I also have a car which cost me close to $1,000 a month with taxes, insurance, repairs, and maintenance included. I spend closer to about 600-ish bucks a week. A week? No, a month. On food. That would be insane. Surprisingly, my phone bill was actually the cheapest, so it only cost me $10 extra a month to get an unlimited talk, text, and data plan with Verizon. And to be fair, I really don't cook, and I'm not super frugal, so your mileage may vary, but this is very inexpensive, at least compared to what I'm used to. Everyone says that the food here is incredible. And it is. It tastes fresh, the service is always impeccable, and it's very inexpensive. Ordering without knowing the language can be tough, but you almost always have English menus, and of course you have Google Translate. One thing I will say though is that there isn't a huge variety of foods. Obviously there's great Japanese and Asian foods. However, when you want to branch out a little bit, almost everything is a fusion. A good example, which is kind of funny, is Caesarea, which is Italian, but it's really like Italian fusion, Japanese, Italian, whatever. Delicious? Yes. Authentic? Not really. I really don't cook, so I'm the wrong person to ask about that, but from what I've seen, there seems to be a ton of options. Now, I eat out almost every meal, but sometimes if I'm in a pinch, I'll stop by a convenience store and grab a quick bite or a coffee, and unlike the convenience stores that I'm used to, everything's actually really fresh and decently healthy, so I don't feel bad at all for going out. As a huge fan of trains and things that just make sense, I love the public transportation here. It's reliable, it's easy, and honestly, it's pretty fun. Since I work remote, I don't have to commute, but anytime I've had to be somewhere on time, public transportation, trains, buses, has always been reliable and always been consistent. Like I said before, it's really inexpensive, and you can get anywhere within the greater Denver, anywhere within the greater Tokyo metro area for under 450 yen, which is about 3 or 4 bucks. As for the bullet train, that's coming up in another video. As for this sweet apartment, I did all of my research months in advance before I ever came here, obviously, because I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting screwed between hidden fees, guarantor fees, which I didn't even know was a thing, and just not renting to foreigners, which apparently is a thing too. There was a lot I was looking out for. So I was looking online, I was looking on YouTube, even social media, and actually reaching out directly to real estate agents, and eventually I get an email back, and it was from somebody at ATIN, that's ATINN, and they're the ones who actually helped me, super clear, super communicative, telling me about the price, the location, everything like that. And that's how I stumbled upon this place. Bless bless Ruba's heart, we had corresponded so many times over email, and she was just so helpful. And she was comparing prices and locations and all the stuff that I needed. And the fact that this came fully furnished, yes, it was definitely more expensive than some of the other options, but honestly, I value convenience over anything else. And so since they were so helpful and made payment easy, I just went with it, and I don't regret it at all. Now, I'm sure you guys want to see what $12.50 a month gets you in Tokyo, right? As soon as you walk in, you've got your Genkan, and then you've got shoe storage right next to it. Over here, you've got your washer, and then your little galley kitchen over here with a gas stove, which is super cool. And then you have your, what is that called? Water closet. And we've got a bidet, of course. And then just behind that, this is your wet room with your shower and your sink, little fridge. Perfect size for me. I don't ever store stuff. Microwave right here, and then a door that separates your living area from your getting ready area. And then as soon as you step through here, you've got your big closet. A little space for storage. You've got your desk set up. You've got more storage off in the corner, and then you've got your bed. And then just right here, you got a little TV stand. And then the best part is right there. Look at that view, baby, come on. I'm about a 5 or 6 minute walk from the Nishikasai station, and everything else is super close. I have convenience stores, I have grocery stores, I have plenty of restaurants within walking distance. While I don't work for a Japanese company, so I can't speak to what that is like, simply working remote in Japan has been really pleasant. So working in the middle of the night, there are no distractions. And when I go and take my walks, I can just clear my head and take my time. And then during my after work time, I get to enjoy the cool of the morning to explore somewhere new, get out early in the day while things are still not super busy. So I really appreciate that. So speaking of getting out, a couple of the fun things I've done so far have included Enoshima Island. I went to the Chiba Port Tower. I even went to the Metro Museum. Honestly, I just love exploring. So what's up with the trash situation? When it comes to sorting between all of the different trash types and recyclables, I'm not gonna lie, that took a little while, but you'll get the hang of it eventually. Okay, but is everyone as nice as they say? Yes, but there is a huge caveat. People may be very kind and cordial, but breaking through the shell can be incredibly difficult. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's a cultural thing, a fear, or even a dislike of foreigners, or if it's just simply a lack of effort or engagement on my part. That being said though, people are incredibly nice and helpful. If you ever need help in public, a stranger will just drop what they're doing and go out of their way to assist you. The problem is that it's unlikely to go any deeper than that. Since most interactions don't develop into deeper friendships or relationships, it's very easy to feel lonely. It's interesting being in the largest and most populated city in the world, and yet still feeling this way, bumping shoulders with people every single day on your commute, which is why it's so important to be involved. Join a club, play a sport. I personally found the deepest community at my church, and that's really my only deep connection to anyone. Cut. After watching this back, I realized just how depressing this is starting to sound. And it's true, loneliness is real, and it's so easy to fall into this state of depression when you're surrounded by people and you feel like you have no one. And it's true, I've had the realest connections I've ever had in a place at my local church, but I don't want to make it sound like everybody's just these cold-hearted people. That's not true at all. I just simply haven't learned to engage with them yet. But since recording, I have had a chance to go out and meet people. So for example, this is me meeting with some people that run a gas station, and we just connected over cars. So it's the little things like that that go a long way. And the truth is, you'll find your group, but it's gonna take some time. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you, because this is what living in Tokyo is really like. Remember, some things just need to be experienced firsthand. So if you need to take the leap of faith and come out here and experience it for yourself, do it. Catch you guys on the next episode. See ya. You hear that? That is the sound of a cicada, and it is loud, and they're everywhere, and they're disgusting.